Yeah, and I know you're not supposed to talk about this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna tell you exactly who I voted for. So I voted early, and they give me the ballot. And can we talk about how long these ballots are? It's like a goddamn Denny's menu. Am I right? And Denny's did not pay me to say that, even though I asked them to. Okay. Anyways, I get the ballot, and I'm just like so sick of politics, and I'm sick of the election that I decided I'm gonna vote all blue. Yeah. And you think, oh, he's voting Democrat. Wrong. I voted for the Smurfs, okay? Every race, I wrote in the Smurf. State Supreme Court, Senator, House Reps, President, whatever. I'm putting down Papa Smurf, Brainy Smurf, Smurfette. And then I Googled more Smurfs because I forgot them. It's embarrassing, but I forgot them. And, thankfully, there's a whole page on the dark web that just lists all the Smurfs. Farmer Smurf, Baker Smurf, Greedy Smurf. I bet he's already in politics, am I right? and if I'm right about how I voted, Grandpa Smurf will be the next president of the United States. So I vote, and I put the ballot back in the folder, and an old man's there. He's like a volunteer. He's like, come this way, put your ballot in the machine. Because it's a Scantron. Did I mention it? Yeah, Scantron. More like Scamtron. Am I right? I'm probably right. That's probably how they're going to steal the election. Anyways, I talk to this old guy, and I elbow him in the stomach, and I go, you want to know who I voted for? And he's like, no, please don't. You're not supposed to tell people that. And I go, no, it's cool. I can tell you. And he's like, no, seriously, don't. And I go, well, it rhymes with the Clerfs. And he's like, what? What does? And I'm like, who I voted for rhymes with the Clerfs. And he's like, again, please don't tell me that. And also, how does that make any sense? So now I'm like, I voted for the Smurfs. I wrote in all the Smurfs, the names of the Smurfs for everything. And he's like, you shouldn't have done that. That's not gonna work. But put it in the machine. So I shove the ballot in the machine, which again is like a Denny's menu. This ballot, it's like a Denny's menu on stilts. It's so dang long. And but I put it in the machine, and a screen pops up on the machine that says analyzing, and then I wait a few seconds, and then a big X pops up, and it says invalid, can't vote for the Smurfs. And it shoots out my ballot right at my head, and it just slices into my forehead. Because it's a sharp it's like a sharp Denny's menu. Anyways, now I'm bleeding profusely, and everyone who's voting starts looking at me due to the blood, and because I'm shouting about the Smurfs and Denny's menus, and I just look at them all, and I'm just like, politics, am I right, people? And most of them agree. They're like, yeah, you're right. Anyways, they let me vote again. They normally don't, but apparently if you vote for the Smurfs, they let you vote again because that's like an amendment or something. That's the Ninth Amendment, I think they said, or something. But yeah, if you vote for the Smurfs, you get to vote again. But they're like, and I just want to say, they're the nicest people. These volunteers are the nicest people. And I know they're not volunteering. I think they're getting paid, so I take that back a little bit. But, and there's hand sanitizer everywhere. It's clean, There's a bouncer at the door to punch COVID in the face if it, it tries to get in. So I felt very comfortable. But, yeah, they're like, they give me a new ballot, and they're just like, okay, don't vote for the Smurfs again, or you'll be deported, or, And I'm like, no, of course, I wouldn't dare. So anyways, I go behind the little screen, and I voted for the Smurfs again. I did. But I did pass out from the loss of blood because I was, profusely bleeding during this whole time. So I did not get to turn in my ballot. But when I woke up in the street, I was wearing an I voted sticker. So I do imagine that Grandpa Smurf will become the next president of the United States. And if he doesn't, clearly there's been widespread election fraud because, a Scamtron, remember? Anyways, I've been rambling on and on. It's time to get to my guest, and I just know I'm gonna butcher his name, but I'm gonna try anyways. So, please welcome to the show, Barack Obama.